All right, hello everyone. We are back for a tutorial here for tour number or hole number 4 here of the Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be a drivable par 4. When we're looking at our extra mile here, I don't quite have the power length, so you saw me put on a Titan ball. I do want to go with a little bit more of a safe shot here. In the early stages of beginner drivers, the rough bounce is going to be a more reliable shot. When you get to more advanced drivers, bouncing the bunker with some backspin is going to be what you switch to. So if you have a Thor's hammer, in fact, I'm going to show you that shot with a revision. I'm going to do it with a Thor's hammer. All you need is a Thor 2, and you should be able to do that shot for this hole. You might just need, a half decent ball, depending on what your power is set at. For whatever reason, having problems finding an opponent here. Usually doesn't happen in pro, especially when we're here we're picking somebody up. Like I said, for these early drivers, unfortunately we need to go for this rough bounce. It's not absolutely essential, but it's much safer to go for this rough bounce than it is to alternatively not go for it. So I usually use, from this second tee deck, maybe one top spin. I'm going to have to land very much towards max power here. I might back off just a little. It's not going to be very much. In terms of rings, I'm going to probably play about 2 rings for that wind, somewhere right in here. 2 rings because it is a side wind. And like I said, I'm going to back off, but not very much. So here you can see me kind of going orange and getting the perfect ball. Notice that I believe I had right spin coming out of this rough. That's usually the way that I like to play it, and it is coming up just a little bit short. I was being a little conservative. I didn't want it to run out too fast. It's between 1 and 2, but it's also dependent on your land zone. So how close I get to the rough's edge on my bounce is going to dictate, whether or not I used enough spin there or didn't use enough spin. And as you can see, I landed a little bit back, so it just kind of checked up. And also another thing is with the curl. The more curl you put on it, the less spin you're going to need as well. So towards 1 can actually be a good number, but all things considered, you're probably not going to ace it anyway. So just getting that nice safe eagle is going to be kind of what you're looking for. And like I said, in the early stages of your drivers, this isn't really the shot that you want to do off of the fairway. And it looks like my opponent didn't even go quite over enough. But I will be showing you another tutorial of that alternate approach. So I will be going off of that rough bump here momentarily for you guys in a revision that I'm going to do today. I'm going to use my more advanced bag, my Zach account. It's not really set up for pro tournaments anymore because the clubs are getting a little advanced. However, I want you to keep in mind, there is going to be guys in pro with bags as good as mine. It's just going to happen. They're going to be in a lot of divisions. There's a lot of guys, that just can't accept moving up to expert or whatever. And, they're going to have even maybe better drives than me, Thor 6s in pro, which is just, it's crazy that, with a Thor 6 that you won't move on to expert, but, it happens. It's just kind of what you see. Guys will just kind of sandbag in the lower tours. So, knowing how to play or seeing the shots with a little bit more advanced is a good thing. Just to keep, all you'll need is a Thor 2 on that hole, and you'll be able to do a fairway shot, which is a lot easier in my opinion. There's more margin for error. So the shot I did had very little margin for error. So you want to be a little careful with it. And that's why I was being a little conservative with my power. I don't want to hit the fairway. Let's say, I accidentally hit the fairway. It goes out of bounds. So there's a way that you're going to completely butcher that hole with very little margin of error. So keep that in mind for that hole, and I'll see you guys on hole 5, and also be on the lookout for a hole 4 revision that I'll be doing for you guys in pro as well. So good luck.